It's the end of October and we're really up against it for time. All of my tools and machinery are in storage and they've been there since the end of March when I closed down the workshop. Storage is costing me nearly £1,000 a month at the moment, and I need to do something to get my tools and machinery back on site so that I can stop paying these fees. Rosemary and I looked into the viability of building a temporary storage shed from scratch. Now, the materials cost for that is roughly the same as going out and buying a commercial shed from a DIY centre. So when we thought about it, the only decision really was to go out and buy a commercial shed and get it up as quickly as possible so that I didn't have to pay any more fees after the end of October. So I ordered the shed on the internet, and a couple of days later all the parts arrived and were unloaded onto the drive. So now we have to build it. Now I've managed to rope in some help, so let me introduce George at the front and William, my son, in the hat at the back, who have both kindly offered to help me with the project. So first thing to do is to move all of the parts into the back garden and to stack all of the side panels for the shed up against the fence so that we can give them the first coat of waterproof paint. Having moved all the shed parts into the back garden, it's on with the first of 3 coats of a well-known brand of one-coat waterproof paint. And there we are, all done. Next day, and it's on to clearing the site where we want to put the shed.
I didn't know what my heart was in for till you stepped into it. I didn't show, but I wanted to know everything I could about you. See, I was told that dreams were made to be believed in, so I put every single dream in you. But you said the bar so high above the sky, and you knew it too. But for some odd reason I don't believe in this one thing I adore. What is love anymore? You came to me like a bird to the breeze, and we floated together for a while. But you had to go, now I carry the load to go. I was told the truth, so I put every single thing in you. But you said the bar so high above the sky, and you made it take the floor. 'Cause for some odd reason I don't believe in this one thing I adore. set the glass so high above the sky, and we nailed it to the floor. 'Cause for some odd reason I don't believe in this one thing I adore.
Yeah.
What is loving anymore?
When the shed was delivered, I quickly realised that the base was absolutely rubbish. I knew very quickly that I was going to have to build a strong, well-designed base of my own if I was to expect to be able to put large heavy machines in the shed, and also if I was going to put some of the spare white goods that were left over after we moved house. Having already installed a 35 metre square loft system with raised loft boards in the loft the second week that we were in the house, I had probably in excess of 60 loft boards, floorboards left over, because I'd massively overestimated the number that I needed. So I only needed to get a couple of extra bits of timber from the local building centre, as I already had timber in the storage units in the workshop. So with the help of George and William, we were able to put together a solid frame on which to build the shed. Next morning, and it's just myself and William today to work.
Don't leave me behind here. I just arrived. I've been waiting for someone to take me away, far away.
I'll take my time, dear, just to keep you around here.
Now the fun part starts, assembling the walls of the shed.
Away, far away. Every day is a brand new day. All my life I've been searching for the right way to keep my head above the clouds.
It's important to follow the plans. I knew the base was the correct size, but when we put the first 7 or 8 panels together, we found out that they were misaligned on both the short side and the long side along the back. This is because I'd stepped them incorrectly when I put the first corner up, so we had to actually take them all down and reassemble them correctly. This cost us about an hour and a half of work.
Life's moving faster. It's all just a game we play. I'm losing myself in every single way. At least I still have you.
I played all my cards. I'm all out of luck. Put my money in the jackpot, but I guess it's falling through.
At least I still have you. Every day is a brand new day. All my life I've been searching for the right way to keep my head above the clouds, to keep myself from looking down. It's harder than you think to live our days in happiness or worry about what happens next. It's harder than you think to be. I'm just taking my time, just taking my time here.
I'm just taking my time, just taking my time, dear.
I won't leave you behind, won't leave you behind, dear.
One of the key things I like about these modular sheds is that, with the exception of a couple of panels on each end which are slightly narrower, all of the panels are exactly the same size as the frame for the door, which means that when you're putting the shed together, you don't have to have the door at the end as you often see it in the advertising. You can put the door in any location where a normal standard size panel would go. So because I knew I was going to need access for heavy machines and access for washing machines and dishwashers and other things that I need to put in there, I decided that I would put the door in the middle of the long side, closest or facing the gate out onto the drive. This made much more sense than trying to put it on the end and then trying to navigate round a very narrow path, and we still have the post in the way, and it would have been in the way of the door. So it just seemed like a sensible place to put the doorway.
I wish I knew the road to you. I don't care if I won't stop trying. I wanna be right.
I need to extend my apologies here. I've got some good footage of putting together and assembling and installing the gable ends, and also assembling the rafters for the shed, but the purlins were very difficult to install, caused us a number of issues, and I completely forgot to record any footage whatsoever of us installing the rafters, having built them, and installing the purlins. It was getting late, it was getting dark, we were getting tired, I forgot to turn the camera on. And so at the end of this section, we're just going to jump from the work table with me assembling the rafters to the rafters and purlins installed.
Just leave alone. We had the shortest time. You had to go home. I'm just
Ow! Yes, it did hurt. These sheds really are straightforward to assemble. We're on the home straight now, so we're just putting up the roof boards, which are, by the looks of it, 12mm OSB sheets. When we started filming, we'd already completed the other side, so we only have these 4 boards to get up, and then we're on to the felt roof. And this is the advantage of having young people help. They're the ones that can scramble up the ladders and sit on the roof and nail in the felt roofing for me. I could climb up on the roof if I wanted to, but at my age, why would I want to? Especially when I've got 2 young fella lads who can do the job for me. It's now over 2 weeks since we put the felt on the roof. The weather's been dry, but we've had other issues to deal with. The day after the felt went on the roof and we put the door on temporarily, we emptied the storage unit, which was a huge relief. And we managed to get it done the day before the end of October, so I wasn't charged any rent for the storage unit in November. The problem is that sometime during the course of that day, Paddy, who you've seen running around in the video, had an accident. Basically, he looks like he ran into the post on the end of the shed, the post from the garden gate that he hadn't taken down. He put a hole in his right front shoulder where it looks like he ran off the head of a nail, and he severely bruised his rear right leg. I didn't see it happen. Apparently Bill was aware, having thrown the ball for him, that he had hit something because he did yelp, but he seemed okay afterwards, and we didn't really notice, or I didn't really notice, that there was a problem until the following day. Then a couple of days to try and recover, and he went downhill fairly quickly. So that Monday morning we had to take him into the vet, and then back again to the vet on Wednesday because he was getting worse, and it has taken him nearly a full 3 weeks to recover from that injury and to get back to being the Springer Spaniel that we know and love. So that meant that everything to do with finishing the shed and getting this video out has had to wait, but he's all good now. And this is the boys applying coats 2 and 3 of the well-known brand of one coat waterproof paint, making absolutely sure that we get one good layer of paint on the shed. The aftermath of Storm Bert. I think I need to get the boys over to revisit the roof again.